Hey there, it's Jen from JCT Rustic Homestead, and I'm betting that you clicked on this video because it says Farm Dogs versus Squirrel. So I'll get to that video shortly, even though it happened at the end of the day after all the stuff that I'll show you after the Farm Dog versus Squirrel clip. But if you would consider staying tuned through the clip, through the whole video, I'd appreciate it. It really helps our channel to grow and to rank up higher in the views if you stick with me. Maybe not that interesting, but hey, it would help me a lot and I'd appreciate it. So also you can help us by subscribing to the channel. There should be a button down below. Liking and commenting also helps, I think. I'm a little new to this YouTube thing, but I laughed pretty hard during the squirrel scenario, so I hope it turned out. My camera doesn't always focus or have the right light, but it was pretty funny, and I'm guessing my laughing might help brighten your day a little bit, or at least the cute dogs in the video. So thanks a lot. Enjoy Farm Dogs versus Squirrels, and then a little bit of my ranting about how this health scare is affecting us more than we realize. Melby is so concerned because Raisin has been barking out here for 10 minutes, and it's because she treed a squirrel up the telephone pole. And now both dogs know that there is a squirrel. This poor squirrel. And it's yelling at the dogs. Oh, it was almost dog bait. It was almost dog food. Where'd he go? Acrobatic squirrel. And the dogs are going nuts. Oh my goodness, that was funny. I really hope that came through the camera. Raisin is trying to climb the tree. That squirrel? I think you lost it. Now Melby's trying to get the squirrel. He is long gone, girls. Long gone. And it's snowing again. So I think I'm going to move on to other things. You two can sit here and bark at squirrels. April 15th, usual tax day. And it snowed last night. Quite a lot. Chickens are gonna freak. I'm actually almost more scared to check plants because we got probably 2 to 3 inches. It says it's 27 degrees on my phone, but I think it said feels like more like 20. And I don't know, man. It's a lot more snow than I really wanted, so hopefully the plants are okay. I'm almost more worried about the plants in the greenhouse because they're the ones next to the window. We're looking a little scary, and they're the warm weather crops in there, so we'll see what happened to them. Yeah, you don't know what this is, do you? I'm not sure they've ever seen snow before. Can't sit there all day. I gotta get in. We have one taking the plunge. Oh, almost. Come on, chickies. You can do it. We're gonna sit here all day. You look like you have a really full crop, but alright. Enough sitting around. Make up your mind. No, it's hard for you to do. Let me in then. No eggs yet, but I was going to show you. Well, they've been pecking at this, of course. Go away. Doing their little dance. But I did have to make some modifications to this. Oh, it came apart, that's why. Yeah, retie that. Just to help keep it a bit more stable. Somebody suggested a hose clamp. A buddy of mine, Tony. Hi, Tony. I mentioned you. Suggested a hose clamp. If you don't know what those are, Google them because I can't explain them. And that might be coming apart too. I did resort to paracord, but zip ties would probably also work better. Stop that. So we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. You girls are noisy. I'd say chill, but it's cold enough. Where are the eggs? Come on. Eggs. Get to work. There you go. Get going. False alarm. Well, the chickens are definitely too chicken to come outside, of course. Which doesn't surprise me. Dads were pretty scared at first. They might come out eventually. I had to get them water, and of course everything's frozen. But I just run some water on it, and it thawed out pretty well. So I'm still a little scared to check on the plants, but I guess that's what we're gonna have to do now. So hopefully this sun that you're almost blinded by will help keep at least the greenhouse plants warm enough. We'll just have to see. Also getting kind of scared because my shelf in there is looking a little scary. I'm waiting to come, and one day it's just fallen and everything's destroyed, really. As you can see, there's quite a bit of snow. Maybe you can see, I don't know. On the fabric. The peas did get some snow on them this side. Down here, if I can get it. But they are cool weather crops. The broccoli is a little smashed with a blanket of snow. But we're just gonna have to hope that it's okay. Sorry, I'm not very good at filming. They're cool weather crops, so here's hoping everything is okay. And snow is an insulator, so theoretically they're now insulated, right? So I've been worried about these plants not having enough moisture. I water them from the top because the top looks so dry, and then there's usually some water down in the reservoir so that they can wick up if I don't water every day. Well, apparently, even after not watering them for a couple days, they're fine because I just found a mushroom growing right here. And this is organic compost. It's made from plants and trees and everything like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to have fungus spores. I was just really surprised. So that tells me that yes, I am overwatering, or it's reinforcing, because up potting a lot of these, I realized, man, this soil's a lot more wet than I realized, and I was kind of backing off. So just reiterating the fact, some of these sunflowers, the first leaves are called the like cotyledons or something, but these second set are considered true leaves, and that one, a couple others have started sprouting their true leaves already. Some of the ones up there, maybe. There's a few. They're just hard to see because of the way the sun is. I have a lot of tomatoes and maybe even some peppers to transplant if they survive this cold. There's just keeping plastic on them just for some extra heat. There's these Amish paste were some of the first to sprout, so they're already showing their second leaves. I need to get them going. But once again, I have no room. I am running out of room. I did put the broccoli and lettuce out here. I'm debating about just putting them under the cover in the garden with the broccoli, just to save some space and some moving around every time I come in here, but we'll see. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do today. To be honest, I just keep standing here looking around and thinking that if I stand here long enough, I'll figure out a way to make everything fit. I have a second shelf, but I don't think things will get enough sunlight. Maybe if I put, I think sage is okay for lack of sun. Maybe if I put some of these squash towards the back where the sun hits them in the morning. But they're the warm weather crops that the squash at least are ones I'm kind of worried about. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten so crazy, huh? Or maybe I just need a bigger greenhouse. Finally went back in the house and got my coffee. I left it in there because I thought I'd let chickens out, let the dog run a little bit, check plants, go back in the house, hide under a blankie and figure out something to do. But I started working in the greenhouse, as you saw. But at least I put pants on because I really thought about putting sweatpants on and calling it a day. Because, you know, we're staying at home now. You know, Luke from M.I. Gardener posted his concerns about the fact that Michigan stores are closing their garden centers. Like, not allowing people to buy things from the garden centers. And I was equally as concerned because one state starts it, and then another state might, and another state might. And somebody said that it's federally mandated, but he did a video about 8 crops you can start in April, and he's in Michigan, so their grow zone is even a little bit colder than mine. And so he wanted to prove that crops are growing, like lettuce and beets and I forget what else he had, and that it is okay to plant other crops right now. And he is all about people feeding themselves, people growing food for themselves. And people were like, oh, it's too early to plant. Why are you being so stupid about this? And it was really frustrating, even just as a viewer, to hear that and see that. And anytime I share something on my personal page about the number of deaths from not just this thing going around, but heart attacks, suicide, traffic accidents, drug overdoses, and in the same time frame, there is exponentially more deaths from other things than this virus. And I know that people are dying, I know people are suffering, and I don't want to belittle that, but it's very frustrating for me to look at the thousands, the hundreds of thousands of deaths from those things, and we are suffering food shortages and a lot of anxiety, frustration because of this virus. So, Luke, I'm very glad you had at least a little bit of fun with your video. I know you'll probably never see this one, but I appreciate all that you've done to teach me and teach other people and to provide free food for others and low-cost seeds. If you're one of the people that are looking for seeds and can't get into your garden centers, go to migardener.com. I get a lot of my seeds there. They have excellent germination rates. They're very reasonably priced, and you don't get like 900 seeds at one time, at least for tomatoes and peppers and stuff. But really good philosophy on growing food and stuff, so check them out. And good luck, Luke. I hope these other states that are still closing their garden centers will realize how important gardening is, both from a financial standpoint of providing your own food, as well as a emotional, mental need for a lot of people. Well, made a little more room. Put a couple flats on there. A little more room here. we'll just have to make sure that these guys get enough sun and find some more cool weather crops to put in there maybe, or at least shade loving crops. Sage should be okay, but those squash might need more sun, so we'll just see if they start stretching or what they're gonna do. Ugh. This is a little more difficult than I thought. Alright, so another 23 sunflowers potted up. Still have definitely more to go, but I think I'm going to quit for the sunflowers for a while and let the rest kind of make sure all the seeds have germinated that are going to germinate, so I know I'm not disturbing something growing. It's 23 plus 24, that's 47, plus all that, and all that. The snow is melted off, but there are some puddles on top of the fabric. I'm just kind of intrigued by that because it is supposed to let water through, which I think it did. But I'm kind of curious as to why it's still on top, if it's just not open enough weave. I guess we'll just see. Some of the plants look a little sad in there, but they're still kind of alive. I think I'm going to transfer my lettuce and leftover broccoli in here, though, just to get them out of the way. But again, it is pretty cold still. I don't know. Well guys, thanks for sticking through the video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Check us out at jctrustichomestead.com. We also have a Facebook page that I update regularly, lately with a lot of YouTube videos, but sometimes I post different pictures or plants that we have for sale all of a sudden. So I hope you enjoyed. Take care. We'll see you next time.